Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for tuning in. First and foremost, Wingless Angel, we love you. We're very sorry for your loss, and we love you. And, our thoughts and prayers go out to you, and we love you. Wingless Angel, we love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have a lot to talk about today. The Mueller probe is ending in a really pathetic and sad manner. And it's something that I've stated would happen. What's taken place with Robert Mueller, the probe, is that they really don't have any evidence. So what they're going to do is try to get people, try to hurt and ruin people's lives, try to get Trump and Trump Jr. and anyone associated with Trump on technicalities. They did not do this with Hillary Clinton. If anything, they gave everyone immunity. They never engaged in perjury traps. And if they did, President Obama could have gone to jail. How do you send an email under a pseudonym outside the United States government to your Secretary of State and then say, well, you didn't know about the server. So that was a lie. Okay. Obviously, the president's not going to be put under a perjury trap, but I'm just saying. Joseph Arbuckle, thank you, Joseph. This will be epic. Yes. Thank you, Joseph. They don't have any evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. The NSA is moderately confident. They know what kind of underwear you're wearing. By the way, there was a gentleman who I'm trying to debate, and he doesn't really want to debate me, which is fine. But he made reference to George Orwell. Why does this Trump voter have George Orwell? He's a democratic socialist. The Mueller probe is one reason. The fact that I speak out against intelligence communities, Big Brother, 1984, Animal Farm, in terms of Orwell wrote Why I Write, where he talks about euphemisms being verbal refuse. The left only uses euphemisms. Supremacist, enabler, sympathizer. They've redefined the word fascist to equal anything they don't like. Orwell would have a field day with this. I'm not saying that he would be a Trump supporter. He certainly would not be a Democratic. He certainly would not advocate for the Democratic Party, knowing full well that a guy like Beto O'Rourke, who claims to be a Democratic socialist, Medicare for all guy, also utilizes the Mueller probe. The Mueller probe is the antithesis of everything George Orwell stood for. So you can't really knock me or anyone else for having a George Orwell poster or citing the views of George Orwell when it comes to an intelligence community-driven 1984 dystopian John Brennan, James Clapper, James Comey concocted, Steele dossier-fueled Red Scare investigation where there's no evidence of anything, and the NSA is moderately confident, the FBI is highly confident, and the CIA is highly confident. They're using a fake news Steele dossier that was purchased by Hillary Clinton and a CrowdStrike report that is utilized to bolster the demagoguery regarding blaming Russia. So, yeah, I think that me having George Orwell in the background is very apropos, makes sense. Orwell would not only laugh at today's Democratic Party, he would actively oppose it. Pelosi was never serious about Medicare for all to begin with, and it's not feasible in this country anyway. You double and triple tax collections according to the Mercatus study. There's the Urban Institute study too. So anyway, that's just this gentleman does not want to debate me. That's fine. But he does want to spend time disparaging me on videos and actually insulting me while monetizing them, which is, I find, a bit egregious. You can say what you want. Like, I'm not somebody on the left. Like, I don't even think Mark Lamont Hill. I wrote an article I wrote a piece in the Times of Israel Prawn D. Big Daddy Goodbar. Thank you, Prawn D. Thank you. Thank you. Eric H526. The NSA knows I'm wearing briefs dirty. Prawn D. Thank you. John O. Just a daily reminder, the IRS, the deepest state of... So watch the Trump tax. Yeah. John O for Congress. John O. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Get a website. You need a website, John O. John O, you need a website. You need a platform. You need speak to God, this desk always speak to different organizations in your community, churches, synagogues, mosques, in your community, youth group, different groups within the community, whether it's like universities, definitely get your platform, your message across. You should have a distinct platform that addresses the pitfalls or the because if you're in Alexandria Cortez's Ocasio-Cortez's district, I believe you have to then find out why Pelosi and Democrats haven't passed the Medicare for All bill that covers all 320 million Americans, which is what they promised voters. Because that ain't happening. They're not going to pass that, and they're not going to go rolling into 2020 with doubling to tripling tax rates and tax collections. So, but John O, thank you. Just definitely develop a platform that you believe in, that you think would resonate also with voters in your district. Prawn D, thank you. Big Daddy Goodbar. Nachos live stream, congratulations on 100 subs. You're going to get 1,000, then 10,000, then 100,000, and just keep on rocking it. Everyone subscribe to Nachos live stream. Let's get to the actual. So let's get to the actual. So it went viral. The Trump Jr. story was wrong. Went viral. Then even the Washington Post is like, oh, the NPR story appears to be wrong. It notes that Trump Jr. told a Senate committee that a deal in Moscow died of deal fatigue by 2014, but that was a deal with the Algarovs. He was also asked if a deal was in the works in 2015, 2016, and said yes. So. And then Glenn Greenwald, the story went super viral. The correction, walk, balk, and retraction are barely being noted by those who hype the original claim. This happens over and over, always in the same direction. Again, anti-media rhetoric can be dangerous, but media outlets often lay the groundwork for it. So when Trump says the American media is the enemy of the people, he's not talking about reporters who do their jobs without a specific agenda. If you're constantly pumping fake news, if you're constantly pumping propaganda, this is also what George Orwell would find, offensive, egregious. This is against everything he stood for. Manipulating people, the minds of people simply for a political goal, and then censoring people. So the guy who critiqued me never read 1984, doesn't see any parallel between the Democratic Party, their emphasis on trusting intelligence communities, which many people view to be Big Brother, their emphasis on making claims without evidence. Trump worked with Russia, still no evidence for 2 years. Their emphasis on just frightening and scaring people. Oh, that big enemy, Putin. And while at the same time presiding over a uranium sale. The sale happened. What they say is debunked is that Clinton could have prevented the sale from taking place. That's irrelevant. She used a private server transferring top secret intelligence. I think she could have pretty much done anything she wanted to. But anyway, that's a whole other story. Cash flowed to the Clinton Foundation. Then a million, 5 or 6 or 7 major Clinton Foundation scandals where money flows into the Clinton Foundation, something beneficial takes place for the donor. No one makes the connection, but Trump had a hotel project in Moscow that he didn't even complete, And oh my God, it's proof of Russia collusion. This NPR story, by the way, is yet another story about Trump Jr. or Trump. They're trying to get them on on perjury. First of all, Brennan and Clapper perjured themselves, and they got away with it. But here you have the Federalist. So let's get to the Federalist right here, and I'll explain exactly what NPR did. So, all right. NPR blatantly lies about Donald Trump Jr.'s 2017 Senate testimony meeting. The Senate testimony. NPR falsely claimed that Donald Trump Jr.'s testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee in September 2017 conflicted with an account given by a former attorney for President Donald Trump. So that never happened. So here's the false write-up. Trump Jr. told, this is NPR. NPR is was never blatantly political. Like, they might have leaned left, but they were never MSNBC or CNN. Now it's like even NPR is like MSNBC and CNN, and like, oh my God. So here's NPR's false write-up of that testimony. Trump Jr. told the Senate Judiciary Committee this is NPR. Trump Jr. told the Senate Judiciary Committee in September 2017 that although there had been negotiations surrounding a prospective Trump Tower in Moscow, they concluded without result at the end of 2014, but not in 2015 or 2016. Trump Jr. was asked. Certainly not 2016, he said. There was never a definitive end to it. It just died of deal fatigue. Trump's account contrasts with the new version of events given by Cohen. First of all, Michael Cohen has lied through his teeth. And it doesn't really even matter if Michael Cohen contradicts Trump or Trump Jr. He's doing so for a plea deal. So he doesn't spend the rest of his life or a long time in prison because he's engaged in major crimes, because he had a failed taxi company and other issues. So the guy was worth millions upon millions of dollars, and he committed crimes just like Manafort that have absolutely nothing to do. But like, where is this with Clinton? Where are people going after Huma Abedin for helping Clinton commit crimes regarding the transfer of top secret intelligence? Where's Anthony Weiner in all of this? James Comey actually stated under oath that they didn't go after Anthony Weiner because he had so many pending legal issues. Are you kidding? They're going after, they're fabricating things. They're trying to put people in jail on technicalities. Oh, well, you lied to an FBI agent, and no one will ever know it's the FBI agent's account. This is like highly unconstitutional, but that's a whole other story. With Clinton, they lied through their teeth on everything. On everything. Oh, it was for yoga. They never asked those questions. Was it really for yoga? How many yoga emails did you have? They could have simply asked, were you briefed on classified intelligence? So then how did you not know that C meant confidential? And then get the testimony of Huma Abedin, Brian Pagliano, all of these people. Have Brian Pagliano face 20, 30, 50, 60 years in prison. Have him flip and sing. You'll see Clinton indicted in 2 seconds or in jail in 2 seconds. If Huma Abedin, if Brian Pagliano, if Justin Cooper flipped and sung because they lied to an FBI agent, it would have been easy to trip them up. Or any of her lawyers, or anyone in her inner circle, or the Clinton Foundation guy who said there's 500 conflicts of interest in the Podesta emails. It would have been so easy to actually, with evidence, get these people to flip on Clinton. So, like, what's Trump waiting for? I mean, honestly, what's he waiting for? He has Whitaker. This whole, like, oh, let him, he knows what he's doing. I don't see that Mueller should have been fired a long time ago. And he should have then just asked, John O. Yeah, she is. She definitely is. She's pretty awesome. Big L. Publicly funded NPR reporting fake news shocker. Yeah, exactly. publicly funded. Great point. Great point. Publicly funded. Well, look at what the Democratic Party, a publicly funded investigation. What, 30 million for Mueller? We don't have anything better to spend. $30 million we got to spend for Mueller. And by the way, he's funded through like 2019. So, I mean, this thing is just, Trump has to fight back. I mean, what is he afraid of? I don't care how many allies Clinton has. And honestly, I don't even care. Like, if the whole thing is, oh, well, she's going to get out of the indictments if they're not rock solid. I don't care if she gets out of the indictments. That'll just be yet another example. Well, she can't really. Like, this time, there are just too many criminal acts. But even if she tried to, you know, even if she got out of the indictment somehow or got out of the trial somehow, it would just be like the country would be like, what? Agent Pepsi 1, much worse. Trump needs to order AG to investigate Clinton and others. Yep, he won't. He needs to grow a spine. And either exactly, yeah, exactly. You know what? Or get off the pot. Exactly. Exactly. And so it's like $30 million for Mueller. It's first of all, it's probably over that amount of money. But anyway, so Cohen never contradicted what Trump Jr. said. In fact, Senate investigators were asking Trump Jr. about a series of events to develop property in Russia going back several years. Reporter Phil Ewig, reporter Tim Mack contributed to the story, conflates one of those efforts with another separate effort. That conflation results in the false news report. A full 100 pages before the portion Ewig quotes, Trump Jr. explicitly contradicts NPR's false claim when he gives a clear answer to the following question. It's been reported that in late 2015 or 2016, when now President Trump was running for office, the Trump Organization was pursuing a plan to develop a massive Trump Tower in Moscow. Is that accurate? Yes. Now, there you go. But again, so what? Even Alan Dershowitz stated, so what? This has nothing to do with Trump-Russia collusion. I mean, I'm going to say this every segment. Do something, President Trump. Do something. What are you waiting for? The Messiah to come? You'll have Medicare for all when the Messiah comes. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What is Trump waiting for? A green light from, the media for them to be okay? Creating with Wingless Angel. HA, you made my day better. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Wingless Angel. Creating with Wingless Angel. HA, thank you so much. Creating with Wingless Angel. We love you. And we're all with you. We're all supporting you. And we all love you. So, God bless you. We all love you. And, thank you as always for watching. And we support you 100%. And we love you. So, what is Trump waiting for? Like, what is he waiting for? The media will never give him a fair chance. She's had 30 years of people in government. He has Gina Haspel. First of all, the CIA, I happen to think, is the most important piece in all of this. I believe there's a reason Pompeo was CIA chief and then became Secretary of State. Both appointments, both nominations have something directly to do with the Clinton email insanity. You cannot have a functioning state with the Secretary of State is the highest level diplomat with her own private server outside the United States government where she's transferring top secret and special access program intelligence. I don't care if it throws egg on the face of the intelligence community. Tell them that they'll keep their budgets, Trump. President Trump, tell them that that's the only thing they care about. The whole thing is that they don't want to lose their budget. So tell them they're going to keep their budget. Give them a raise. I don't care. Do what you have to do. Ordinarily, I wouldn't want. Ordinarily, I'd want to slash the budgets, and I wouldn't want to, give them. But if it's Trump, if it's Clinton getting indicted for crimes she committed, and this is like insanity, they're fabricating crimes. Now, you have the media. It's just too much. I didn't realize the amount of media insanity. They gaslight people. It's too much. They offer retractions afterwards. They make stories out of non-stories. This is a non-story. Michael Cohen pleading guilty to 2 campaign finance violations they weren't even crimes. Number one, they're not crimes because payments to lovers is not a crime. And it's not a crime primarily because, like Bradley Smith said, the Federal Election Commission chairman, it's not a crime because he would have done so even without an election. Without running for office, he would have still done so. That's the issue. That's the point. Yes, I'm an expert about what Trump should do. Absolutely. He's wasting time. He's wasting time. What is he waiting for? It's killing me. What's he waiting for? Of course I'm an expert. You're an expert too. We're all experts. What's he waiting for? He had 2 years. He's got 2 years. What are we waiting for, President Trump? You got Whitaker. What are we waiting for? Have him go on an inkjet printer. Okay, go to Kinko's. You don't even have to use the government. Type up the indictment, and that's it. There's a USA Today article that he wrote. He would have indicted Clinton. Good, now is his chance. April Connolly, I believe the Mueller investigation is up to 40 million now. Actually, it's crazy. April Connolly, exactly. I quoted 30 million, but it's over 40 million now. It's nuts. Then some guy goes after me for having a Georgia. I mean, like he called me a lunatic and all his crazy things. He like monetizes like hit pieces on me. Fine, I don't care. Say what you want to say. I'm not gonna complain. I'm not going to complain because the guy insults me and, spreads like ridiculous things about me. But don't bring up the fact that I have George Orwell, who wrote 1984, Animal Farm, and Why I Write, who hated euphemisms, who hated intelligence agencies, or literally wrote about Big Brother. Meanwhile, Democrats are in bed with Big Brother. And this guy is democratic socialist. Yeah. You think that Orwell would be a Beto supporter? I don't think so. Beto O'Rourke said that Russia interfered in the election. He would hate the whole Russian hacking nonsense. Horace! Thank you, Horace. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I give Trump a lot of respect, a lot of props, a lot of respect on what he accomplished, but he was able to sneak up. He was able to sneak up on the media, on the Democratic Party, on the liberal establishment, and he did so because they didn't take him seriously. He did so because he was able to. They even tried to raise him up as a Pied Piper. They had a Pied Piper strategy. The lawyers made all the money, Liza Jean. They made all the money. That's, and like the media is pocketing so much money from this. People accused me of like being, oh my God, you sold out to Trump. It's like, no, if I wanted to sell out, I would become an I'm with her. And every single day I would say, oh my God, another Trump linked to Russia. Joseph Arbuckle. Yes, YouTube, Hillary Clinton, Christopher Hitchens. I actually watch Christopher Hitchens talk about Hillary every day. So he didn't contradict. It basically goes on. And then there's this one guy on Twitter who's like this intelligence expert, security expert. And he's saying, oh, wow, another felony. Look at that. Oh, wow. It's like, no, it's not another felony. It's a fake news story. It's a fake news story. They're trying to get him on perjury. They have nothing else. They just have nothing else. So they're trying to get him on perjury. It's just the only thing they have. And it's like, I don't get the intelligence community people, the people who are like, oh, Horus, Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach, Chag Hanukkah Sameach, my friends. Thank you, Horus. Thank you, Horus, very much. Shabbat Shalom to you. Check out my Times of Israel article on Twitter. I don't even want to bring up the name because I know it's not really like, there's a couple words in there, the title that might be not part of YouTube policy. So, Horace, thank you so very much, and Shabbat Shalom to you, Horace. Thank you. Patriot 95, Trump is waiting too long. Base is demoralized. Exactly. I'm not even technically, like, I was like a Bernie bro, so yeah, I'm maybe not necessarily Trump's base, so to speak, but his base is millions upon millions of people. It's not what Democrats or liberal media think the base is. Generally, a lot of the base is people who voted for Obama twice. So maybe I would be part of the base. But Patriot 95, you're 100% right. What's he waiting for? I mean, what is he waiting for? Fight back. You can't wait for the Mueller probe to end. That's stupid. You can't wait for the Mueller probe to end. You wait for the Mueller probe to end, it'll be like forever. And my thing is that, like, at a certain point, Patriot 95, thank you, Horace, again. Patriot 95 said the right thing. I challenge anyone to be John O, you're right about that, but also, John O, what you should do, because this is what they do. They sell the sizzle. And a lot of people who are like, say like, oh, I'm a democratic socialist. They haven't made enough money to actually really be hurt by money being taken away from them. So what one angle, John O, is, where's the Medicare for all? Where is it? Did you actually, Ocasio-Cortez and Beto, skater dude O'Rourke, which I skate better than Beto O'Rourke. I haven't been on a skateboard in 25 years. I skate better than him. I walk faster than he skates. But John O, what you should do is simply say, where's the Medicare for all bill that passed the House? The first line of business with Democrats was not Medicare for all. See, you got to get him where it hurts, John O. Don't look at things from your vantage point. Look at things from, like, the progressive voters in your district that expected this to happen, and explain why it hasn't, and explain how your vantage point will be better. Speak their language, so to speak. Prawn D, have you seen Devin Stack's video on why Republicans and Trump don't fully attack Democrats? Devin is sort of alt-right, but the video's not bad. I haven't. I gotta check it out. I have not, though. I'm sure there's a lot of, look, there's always a reason not to act. I'm looking at his Twitter. I think that what Trump needs to do is simply, thank you, Prawn D, thank you. I think that what Trump needs to do is simply act decisively, call their bluff. They cannot impeach him. Just like they couldn't stop Kavanaugh, and they tried desperately, and they were almost successful. They were almost successful. But, you know, let the chips fall where they may. Let the chips just go ahead, call their bluff. So what's Pelosi's first legislative agenda? The the first political agenda is money. It's like linked to money out of politics. Meanwhile, the Clinton Foundation. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton's was fundraising for Andrew Gillum, a Bernie candidate. The first thing is not Medicare for all. They're not going to pass a Medicare for all bill because they'll have to go into 2020 running on major tax increases. They'll never do that. They played everyone like they always do. They always do. The Democrats, if they were serious about who they are and what they stand for, would never win again. But I was wrong, primarily because I thought people could see through them. Obviously, they did a very good job of lying. House Democrat, the first thing they do is not Medicare for all. It's not a green economy. It's not $15 minimum wage. It's not abolish ICE. So abolish ICE and Medicare for all is like, the rallying cries you heard in media. That's all you heard. That's all you heard. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was never ending and nauseating. Then today, House Democrat leaders on Friday unveiled the outline of a broad political overhaul bill. Okay, that was not going to get past the Senate, so why even try anything? But will include provisions for public financing of elections. Okay, let's put it this way: they outspent Trump 2-1. They outspent Republicans 2-1 in the midterms. If it's ever like 1-1 and just equal spending, Democrats couldn't compete. But voting rights reforms. Oh, now they talk about voting rights. Okay, that's good. And new ethics structures for federal officials. No mention of Medicare for all. Gee, I wonder why. The bill has been in the works for months as part of Democrats' For the People campaign platform. It's not even what they promised. Oh, it never ends. 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 John O. Wow. John O. That's great. Yeah. Wow. Then what's going on. John O. Best of luck. Get that website going and get your name in the community and speak to organizations, churches, synagogues, mosques, everything anyone you can speak to. So yeah, it's never ending. It is never, ever, it's never ending. Tina Bobina. Count your blessings, people from Florida, recount them. Tina Bobina. Yes. Thank you, Tina Bobina. Thank you so much. So you have a fake news story from NPR, of all places, publicly financed NPR. And you had a fake news story from The Guardian, like just the other day. Oh my God, Manafort met Julian Assange. No, he didn't. Now WikiLeaks is suing The Guardian. And you had CNN. Trump Jr. had advanced warning of WikiLeaks emails. No, he didn't. It's like they are creating, these firestorms on ridiculous occurrences. Someone knew before it happened. Yeah. And so what? So what? What does that even mean? So, Alexander M. Gonzalez, I like him a lot. 300,000 manufacturing jobs lost. That's PolitiFact. We can look it up. Under Obama, 360 plus thousand gained under Trump. These are the facts. I mean, I can look it up right now. GM has its own deal. GM is a multinational, and they're not going to be an indicator of what most manufacturing companies have to go through. But it's just like, that's also the thing, like any single issue that takes place is never looked at with like this microscope. Like under President Obama, you had manufacturing jobs lost. You had an annual growth of like 1.55, 1.6%. Trump is easily surpassing that. More people are working now. You have record lows in Black and Latino unemployment. The rebuttal is, it started under Obama. Yes, so what? It continued, and the trend continued even more so under Trump. I mean, it's like he doesn't get any credit for anything. Then you have peace between North and South Korea. That sea change in international politics is a breakthrough of monumental proportions. Nobody talks about it. The media is like, Trump Jr., they're more interested in pumping a fake Trump Jr. story than actually talking about peace between North and South Korea. It's like, and that's why I say, like, Trump is not, he's wasting time. He's wasting time. You're going to have the entire country and the media either defending illegal behavior by Clinton or finally, like a cloud hanging over this country. A cloud hanging over this country will no longer be there once Clinton is indicted. James Comey should have done so. We're talking about Clinton emails. We're talking about the Clinton Foundation. I'll do a segment on that latest event, a segment like but it's unbelievable because exactly, Patriot 95. I agree 100% with you and Agent Pepsi and everyone. But like, quick question: how could the middle class disappear if more people are working now? We have more Americans working now, and I understand that you make a great point about the past. I do agree with you on that. Past is the past, whether it was good or bad, and we have to focus on the present. Absolutely, absolutely. But so jobs created under Trump. 3.2 million jobs. The economy and added 3.2, so 3.2 million more people are working. That's pretty good. Murder rate declined, so pretty good. Unemployment rate has continued to fall, lowest point in 18 years. So again, it's like it was 4.8% when he was sworn in, and it was 3.8% in May. Pretty good. helps the middle class to have a lower unemployment rate. There's actually a shortage of workers now. This is a record. It's actually the most. This is the most unfilled job openings in 17 years. It's pretty good. So it says a net decrease of 200,000 under Obama. I read 300,000 on one on another PolitiFact. On one PolitiFact fact check, manufacturing jobs rose by 344,000 between Trump's inauguration in June. Maybe since June, it's probably 360,000. I think that's what I read. Economic growth. You had an average of 1.55% under Obama, and you're averaging over 2% under Trump. Over 2% annually. Pretty good. Pretty good. I would say it's pretty good. Now, is it great? No. But, wages are up. Wages are up. I can read it to you right here. Wages, and if people are making money, it's better than having no wage. There's 3 million more jobs, so those people did not have a wage prior. But here, wages up. The New York Times even admitted that. They're like, oh no. We have to admit that. In sign of economy's growth, job and wages moved higher in August. Then, so this is September. American economy stamina was showcased Friday as the government reported that wages in August sprinted forward at their fastest pace since the recession ended, and that job creation streak extended to 95 months. So wages increased 0.4% in average hourly earnings last month, or when this was, so wages increased. Then they say, well, real wages haven't. Real wages didn't increase at all during Obama's. They decreased, and or they stayed stagnant. But if you're suddenly making a living, it's not like inflation is not that bad to where your money is not going to pay what it would have paid for last year. So that's just that's just one way, another way to just get to Trump or disparage Trump. I mean, this is the thing. He's not perfect and he's not everyone's cup of tea, but he's a good president. There's no way to say, the New York Times just did. I just read you the New York Times article that said wages are up. But see, you have this Trump baby balloon in Buenos Aires. So in Argentina, what's the point of only focusing on the guy's personality as if Clinton had this wonderful personality? And then you have the whole thing with Mark Lamont Hill. I don't want him to be fired. I want his views to be debated. I love Israel and I care about Israel. Obviously, I love the United States of America. I live here. I'm American. But as a Jewish homeland, I love Israel, and it's, a great place. It's not everything you hear from the left. And I don't agree with Mark Lamont Hill's viewpoints, but I don't want him to be fired. But the left created that. That's why I have the Orwell poster in the background. That's why when this guy attacked me for having an Orwell poster, he doesn't know anything. He's like, oh, homage to Catalonia. Yeah, and who talks about WikiLeaks? Who thinks WikiLeaks, Julian Assange is a hero? Me, not the guy disparaging me for having a WikiLeaks poster, who was a powerful voice for Catalonia recently, Julian Assange. And who's going after Julian Assange? The Democrats, the liberals. Why? Oh my God, he told the truth. You think George Orwell would want the truth out about the DNC cheating Bernie? Yeah, I think so. The guy wrote Animal Farm and 1984 for a reason. Democrats are like, real life Big Brother players in that. But I mean, Assange was. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the things. He was the loudest voice for Catalan independence, and yet I get disparaged by somebody who is like hardcore Democratic Party person, and they don't see the irony in blaming Julian Assange for telling the truth. So, but that's the thing. I mean, you create this. Words should not be censored. Viewpoints should not be censored. People should not be banned, or words should not be banned, or books shouldn't be banned, or viewpoints shouldn't be banned. But see, that's what takes place. That's what Orwell was against. He coined the phrase, the groupthink, the doublespeak. That's what Democrats do all the time. Well, it's not a security review. It's it's not a criminal investigation. It's a security review. Even James Comey, who was presiding over a cover-up, said, yeah, we don't do security reviews. We do criminal investigations. So, he's wasting time. President Trump is wasting time. He's just wasting time. He's wasting time. How hard is it to just write the indictments? How difficult is it? If people want to, if people loyal to Clinton want to retire out of protest, let them retire. You'll get new people in the DOJ. And the whole thing with declassifying, it's like yeah, it's great, but then even if you get the information out there, nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's like we saw Peter Strzok's texts. Nobody cares. We already saw all of it. They don't care. They don't really care. It's like, it's not like, even if if you have to unsubscribe because I'm losing patience with Trump not indicting, I get it. That's fine. I'm still going to vote for Trump in 2020, almost certainly. But yeah, I've had enough. I'm losing patience. My God Almighty, there is no wonderful plan where everything's going to work out great. And unfortunately, the tooth fairy doesn't exist, and unfortunately, we're not assured of tomorrow. You have to act. And if Trump just continually lets these he's getting beaten up every single day. People are tired. They're tired of dealing with it. This is insanity. It's like insanity. So I don't think it's too bad for me to point out that Trump is wasting time. It doesn't mean that I don't respect a lot of what he does. I used to be a Bernie bro. Yeah, definitely. I think that perspective makes my viewpoint even more intriguing, because I see people who acquiesced. I know somebody who was, I've seen someone who was weak. Bernie was weak and he acquiesced. Trump is being weak now. He's not fighting back. Being a strong guy on Twitter means nothing. Declassifying something and letting it go out there and then having the media spin it means nothing. I'm advocating that he does what he needs to do. That's all. So, absolutely. So is Trump still going about Hillary's emails because they transferred top secret intelligence outside the United States government. Clinton transferred top secret intelligence outside the United States government. So, um, I think that I'm obviously glad and very happy that um, I'm not a progressive. So I haven't been a progressive for over a year. I don't know why I keep on saying I'm not a progressive. How can I be a fake progressive if I'm not a progressive for over a year? Very tough to be a progressive and support Trump, really. I mean, you could, but um but what I'm saying is yeah, I get he's done further than anyone else. I'm letting him do his thing, but I don't think it's I mean, there's no choice but to let him do his thing, but I think there's a lot of people who are frustrated. So, you know, I'll just say I'll finish up with that sentiment because I get like more and more nowadays people on my uploads like, well, you know what? You think you know more than Trump? Yeah, I do. And a lot of people probably do also. Maybe not like becoming president. He was amazing, but he also snuck up on them. They're ready for him now every single day, every single day. I think he should have fired Mueller. I think looking back now, he should have fired Mueller. That was a bad move not to fire. What were they going to do? What were they going to do? They weren't going to get 67 senators. It might have the impeachment, the articles of impeachment might have gone through the House. It's true. And by the way, impeaching him on something that he had every constitutional authority and right to do would have hurt Democrats. But see, again, if he had fired Mueller, they wouldn't have spent all that time promising Medicare for all, which would have been great. They wouldn't have talked about abolishing ICE. They wouldn't have deceived their voters. That would have hurt them for the midterms, actually. And just gone absolutely nuts. And he would have said, find the evidence. Come back to me when you have evidence. Now, every single day for the last 2 years, and it's still going. It's still going. Well, let's look at this. Oh, government watchdog finds 6 Trump staffers violated Hatch Act because their tweets. The 6 officials found in violation of the Hatch Act had tweeted Trump's campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again," on their Twitter accounts. This is where we're going at, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm trying to say. This is where we're going to. Whitaker can fire Mueller. Trump can actually order Whitaker to fire Mueller because it's within his constitutional authority. I think at this point he should fire Mueller. I really do. I mean, Mueller is overstepping his boundaries. It's just he's an arm of the Democratic Party now. It's not even there's nobody that even doubts that. That's why the Democrats and the media are like, "Oh my God." But let's see. So fake news story with so then you have I'm going to do an upload on this right now. The FBI raiding the home of a whistleblower. It's just nuts. Exclusive FBI raids home whistleblower on Clinton Foundation, lawyer says. So it's just like it's never ending. It's never ending. It's never ending. So I definitely don't want to be like, a downer to people, but at the same time, it's like, well, we're waiting. We're waiting. I always talk about how great Trump's, foreign policy is comparatively. Do you think you know more than Trump? Yes, I do think I know more than Trump. I think that we all know more than Trump when it comes to him waiting. I don't know why he would be waiting. Why would he be waiting? What's the wait? I mean, things are getting worse. People's lives are being destroyed. You have it's like every day. Oh wait, Canadian. In my experience, lefties now believe Trump, Russia hoax. They do. Then Stone Corsi, MSM, lefties are back on Russia's stupidity train. Trump must end it. Totally, totally, exactly, Lynn. I agree with you. Wait, Canadian. Thank you, Kristen. Exactly. We're all tired of waiting. I mean, I obviously don't know like classified intelligence, obviously, that Trump knows. Whatever he's obviously Trump obviously knows. Look, let's say someone's telling him, wait until next year. Here are the reasons why you need to wait till next year. The opportunity costs of waiting. I mean, you would have to have the most important reasons in the world because and that's a possibility too, but I find it hard to believe like what good has taken place in terms of this. People's lives have been ruined. The country is wasting money. It's given ammunition for the media and the Democratic Party. I don't know what good has come. Alexander M. Gonzalez, I agree 100% with you. 120% with you. The public record is enough. Honestly, what Democrats did to Bernie is enough. Campaign finance violations, I agree 100% with you, Alexander. Exactly. The Patriot 95, I agree. Hello. Boag 74G, hello. Lynn, I agree. Well, I think I'm hoping that, eventually, this I'm hoping that the added pressure compels Trump to what does that even mean? Eating silver 25. Talk to me dirty. What are you wearing? What are you Hi there. What are you wearing? I'm just asking because I'm lonely. I got nothing to do with my foundation. We keep on cheating people full of money. I feel your pain. I could feel more than that if you want. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Eating silver 25, thank you. I hope you don't mind. I'm just getting a little frustrated. My wife is causing a lot of problems. I too am waiting for old Trumpet and that. I can help. Let me know. I can testify. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Maxim. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. God bless. Hey, Wingless Angel, we love you. Thank you so very much. Arshawn. Yeah. Nacho's live stream's going live after me. Everybody watch Nacho's live stream. Thank you, everyone. Wingless Angel. That is Eisenhower. Yes. We love you. Thank you so very much. I'll be back relatively soon. And thank you so much. God bless everyone. Thank you.